testing me today. Okay, so what was the last question? 4x squared
minus 25
4x squared minus 25.
over 4x minus 10.
Okay, so this one you should have factored this, so it'd be 2x plus 5, and then 2x minus 5 over 2, factor out GCF, x 2x minus 5. So what happened? You're gonna see something cancel. If you see something cancel, that is gonna give me a 2x minus 5 is equal to 0, 2x equal to 5, x equal to 5 or 2. That is the whole. Then I can plug into the new function. So remember, you're graphing the new function, you're not graphing the old function. So it'll be 2 times 5 over 2 plus 5 divided by 2. And this 2 cancel out. That's going to be 10 over 2. That's equal to 5. So that's going to be 5 over 2. And 5 is the whole. There's no x-intercept, y. There's x-intercept, y-intercept, but I don't really need to focus on that. There's no vertical asymptote. There's no horizontal asymptote. There's no nothing. Because your function is literally a linear functions. A lot of people don't understand that just a linear functions plus 5 over 2. So what you're going to go is you're going to go to 5 over 2. Now, that's the first time you probably graphed not on the thing. So it's going to be right here. And it's going to go up 1. And definitely at 2.5, it's going to be right here. It's going to be a hole. And this is the graph. And that's the hole. And there's no vertical asymptote. So there's nothing there. Do you need help with slant asymptote? Oh, you got it? Yes?
Wouldn't this slant be y equals x plus 5 over 2?
No, there's no slant. You already crossed it out. There is no long division. This one just crossed it out right here. The cross out is a hole rather than slant. So you got priority. One here is slant is happened first. Next questions. Do I need to go over second one or first one? For which one? There's no M behavior. They're just straight lines. Any other question you want me to go over? Yeah.
Do we have to also solve for the M behavior of the horizontal?
For which one?
Like in general?
In general, yeah, well, you have to look at horizontal asymptote, no. I see what you're saying. Horizontal asymptote or M behavior. So you can write it out. For example, let's go over the first one. What is the first one again?
3x squared
Mm-hmm.
minus 18
Mm-hmm.
over x squared minus x squared.
Okay, so this one you should have been 2x plus 3, x minus 3. And this one should be x x minus 4 and x plus 3. So you should see there is a hole here. Hole is at, so this is a new function. This is the function you are graphing, by the way. So there was a hole. Where's the hole at? At 3, or negative 3, sorry. And I'm gonna plug in negative 3 into here, so it's what? 2 times negative 3 minus 3 over negative 3 minus 4. So that's going to be 2 times negative 6 over negative 7. I have no idea. This is a negative 12 over negative 7. So roughly 12 over 7. So it's 12 over 7. Do I need to care about where it's at? No, you just kind of estimate it's roughly a little bit bigger than 1, less than 2. Okay, so is there any x-intercepts? X-intercept is where? 3. X equal to 3. Y-intercept is where?
3 over 2.
negative 6 over 4. So that's equal to negative 3 over 2. Yeah. So it'll be 0, negative 3 over 2. This one's 3, 0. Any vertical asymptote. X minus 4 equal to 0, x equal to 4, good. Is any horizontal asymptote? Y equal to 2, good. And we already find all the major information. We just need to find the end behavior. So for this particular one, that I'm gonna go to 4. I'm gonna draw a line here. And what else? There is a line at y at line at y equal to 2, so it's gonna be like this. Is there any how about how do they behave right next to the asymptote? So I'm gonna plug in, let's say 4.1 or 3.9. So if limit x approach to 4 from the left, which 3.9, so will be 2 times x minus 3 over x minus 4. If you have 3.9, so that's going to be 2 positive, negative is going to be negative infinity, so it's going to go to negative infinity. And that's going to go negative infinity here, 0 to negative 3 over 2. Wait, why in this side is positive 3 over 2, right? So it's like right here. So a negative 3 is going to give you a hole right here. And that's precisely the graph. Where's the hole? You guys see that hole? And now here it's probably going to be like something like this. Because if you limit x approach to 4 from the positive side, 2 to the x minus 3 over x minus 4, then you're probably going to get positive positive. So that's going to go to positive infinity. Now, what Jada is asking is any aim behavior of a horizontal asymptote. If you want to write it correctly, it'll be x approach to infinity of f of x is equal to, and limit x approach to negative infinity of f of x is also equal to 2 because they go in approaching 2. That will be the horizontal asymptote behavior. I didn't really emphasize on that part of the graph, but I guess it's important for calculus. But it's also important that you understand, if I give you a drawing, can you tell me how the end behavior is this? So I guess that's a great question. Yes.
When is the horizontal asymptote 0?
It's when, the good question. Can somebody tell her that?
When the degree of the denominator is larger than the degree of the numerator.
Okay, next question. Other questions? Okay, let's talk about other question from the other test. Let's see, just make sure you guys know how to graph those. Or if I give you a graph, can you tell me the equation? So let's just say if I have a graph, this is also for your next test. So negative x plus 2 square x minus 1 to the third. Do you know how to graph this? This is also on your next test. So you gotta study your old tests, the last 2 tests, quadratic and rational. It's gonna be a combination of everything. All the graph you need to be able to do. If you hate graph, this is a test that, but this is also the test can fix your old grade as well. I'm gonna put all the graph in one test. What? No, the M behavior is wrong. To find out M behavior, you must what? Multiply all the X together. Did you do that? So what is my M behavior? It's down, down, thank you. But you should write it down like this. Both sides down. Right? Good. You got at 0. Oops, my bad. At 0 here. What else? -2 and 1. What happened at -2? What kind of multiplicity is? So what kind of graph is that? It's problem. Good. What happened at X? It goes straight through. Good. And what happened here? That would be a graph. Did you guys have graph right? No? Well, be on the test. Just review all those things. You have to know your multiplicity. Yes. You can look at your old tests. I'm just grabbing stuff on your old test. That's not even like Thursday. This is your old test question. So look at your last two tests. Mainly the last test, and there's one question from quadratic, the old test. That's your old test. This is exactly the old test question. Do you know how to graph it? 2x4 minus 8x squared. I'm not taking anywhere. I'm just taking from your old test. So if you limit x approach infinity of this one, it's going to be what? Positive, because they are x to the fourth. Limit x approach to negative infinity is what? It's also positive. Good. So that you told me that there is a up situation. So then it's going to be here, here. Now what can I do here? Factor out 2x squared. So that's going to be x squared minus 4. Factor out more, because that's a GCF. So negative 2, 2, and 0. The only one who multiplies 2 is right here. So this is up. So this is a question that's going to be here, here, here. Graph done. Doesn't spend a long time. Now I can test you know how to do long division when I ask you to do slant asymptote. Then you already know how to do long division. So I won't give you the long division from the last test, right? It's because you should know how to do long division. If I have a 0 at 2 and at negative 1 and x equal to 2i, and I'm going to tell you there's a fourth degree. Do you see why it's fourth degree? I could be positive and negative, and I can say f of 0 is equal to, I don't know, 16 maybe. Can you tell me the equation? This is also another one on your previous test. How do you do this one? How do you find a polynomial? I'm not asking you to graph. How do you find a polynomial? This is not the same question, but it's really cool. It's on your last test. It's going to be also on your AP exam. What does that tells me? X equal to 2. What is a factor? You gotta move the 2 to the other side. So be x equal to 2. You minus 2 on both sides. So x minus 2 is a factor. Same thing as x equal to negative 1. I'm going to plus 1 on both sides. So it's x plus 1 is a factor. X equal to 2i. Move to the other side. X minus 2i is a factor. But this implying x equal to negative 2i is also a factor. So be x plus 2i. That's a factor. So those are all factors. So you can multiply together. Now for me, like I will multiply the last part together, just because the last part you can make a better looking thing. So be x squared plus 4. The 2ix and negative 2ix cancel out. Does that make sense or no? If you did well on your last test, you should know what's going on. It's supposed to be minus 4i squared. So I squared is negative 1.
Yeah, that's why I meant.
So that is x times x squared minus 2ix plus 2ix. I don't usually do that, but yeah, so minus 4, negative 1. So x squared plus 4.
Okay.
And I'm going to plug in 0. So what happens when I plug in 0? That's a. So we want to figure out what a is. 0 minus 2, 0 plus 1, 0 plus 4. I don't know, 16 is equal to a times negative 8.
Yeah.
A is equal to negative 2. So you find out what a is. And that's your polynomial in factor form, but this will be on your test because this will be on your AP exam. Sometimes they're just gonna give you like how many 0 are they. And for me, like I want you actually understand how that works. This is all review stuff. This is all old stuff. That's not new stuff. It's just a lot of information. I know you learn one thing and forget another thing. When it comes on AP exam, it's harder to prepare. This is on the last test. You say you gotta give me a rational root theorem. And finding all zeros and then graph it. You had to use that division to find all the 0. I say always use plus minus 1 and plus minus 2. Depends on how lucky you are. And then factor the rest. A lot of people have struggling with this one.
So you
Mhm.
said 11x be squared.
11x should be squared, you're right. Now, the one from quadratic, I'm going to ask you to grab this one. I'm going to ask you to graph the quadratic for this one. So 4x squared minus 8x plus 3. This is just quadratic. You had to find out where the vertex is. Do you guys know how to find a vertex? From quadratic, do you guys know how to find a vertex? How? What? You can complete a square. What else? Negative b of 2a. On the SAT, the safe bet is usually go with negative b over 2a to find out the x value of the vertex, and also find out what the y value vertex. So that just say, do you know how to find the vertex of this? I believe most of you guys know how to do this one. Or if you look at your old test, you should see. Do you guys know how to use negative b over 2a? X equal to what? Negative b 2 times 4 is going to be 8 over 8 is equal to 1. Can you find out the vertex? Plug in 1, right? So that's 4 minus 8 plus 3. That's equal to what? 1. So it'll be 1, negative 1, sorry. That's your vertex. Can you find x-intercept? And can you find y-intercept? Y-intercept is what? 0, 3. What about x-intercept? Yep, it's factorable. 4x squared, 3, negative ax, 2x, 2x. I think it's 3 and 1. This is going to be 6x, this is 2x, this is negative. So it'll be x equal to 3 over 2, x equal to 1/2. So you can graph this already. So graphing of this is going to be here, 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 and the graph of this. And this is on SAT, so I'm gonna keep on test you until you understand them. Except on SAT is way easier if you can find a vertex. And you should know how to do this. This is on your last test. You'd have to go 1, negative 1, positive 1, negative 1, and then factor the rest in the graphic.
And then solve that equals 0.
Yeah, for which one?
So it's last one.
Yeah. Right now your homework is still not complete.
I did it. I just didn't get around to turning it in.
No, gotta show me just now. If you already done it, it's on your iPad, right?
Not very good.
Okay, so look, yeah, come here. Your grades are suffering because you don't complete your work. If you look at any other kids here, even they might have a bad grade. They did it complete it. So I don't know how we're gonna fix this. You have to complete your work. What's up, Bob?
So we did completing the square review as well, because we haven't been completing the square in a while.
We're gonna do complete the square.
Okay.
We're gonna do a lot.
Okay.
Who's the sponsor for Dungeon and Dragon?
The other teacher?
Oh, what's her name?
I don't know.
She would be. I don't know. Right now you are in D. If you're the work right now, I see it's a D, but you got to do better. What's up, Sydney? The homework card?
No, there was one question that I didn't. Other than that, it was fine.
No.
Really bad. That's
I take shower and sting. And I was like, ah. And after you take a shower, you get infected because the shower is hot and you like just.
Should you like put soap on them, like hydrogen peroxide?
Yeah, but it's still like. It's like all red and it's like. Oh, you don't want to know. Irvy can tell you what happened. What happened is Rockoff. He drove past by me. And I tried to chase him down. Rockoff? Rockoff smell?
I thought you were gonna make a racist joke yesterday. I'm surprised that you do a lot.
I don't do that. I don't make fun of people's smell. That's rude. But I do tell them directly. I say you smell. You're not gonna get a girlfriend like that if you smell like that. No, I told him the truth. I think I remember this one kid with him. He played tennis. And after tennis, he doesn't wear deodorant. I said, man, I see you guy wear deodorant in order to get a girlfriend. So no, I'm not making fun of them. I'm just telling him the fact. Somebody need to tell him. Otherwise, it's just gonna smell, and that's worse. And all the girls just gonna be like, stay away from them. Don't tell me that never happened to you. You don't look sick to me.
I am. A little bit still. I'm gonna mask next time.
There's no way you're sick for a week.
Dad, I was on my way to school. My dad heard me coughing, and he said no.
See, your dad is the problem is your dad. It's too soft. I was like, get your ass to school. I don't give a shit.
Nonsense.
Huh? Yeah. Your dad's not Indian parent. Your dad are like white parent.
Yeah, things
Even white parents are better. If you look at Sydney. Sydney's like, nah, I'm going to school.
My mom saw me downstairs making myself breakfast. She said, "I'll be able to stand up. You can go to school."
Exactly. I'm pretty sure Sean was able to stand up the whole week. Yeah. And he's like, I can't come to school. Like with Josh. But Josh is like that. I always make him fun of her, Josh. Josh will be coming in the morning. I cannot come to school. But at least the Josh is not falling behind you are, though. I think if I were you, I'd talk to Priority to drop out now. Yeah, because there is no way. You just skip the whole week.
She gave me like 4 items.
Alright, shh. Listen up. Let me give you some answers to our questions. I don't have even answer, but you can go ahead and check with me what the answer are those. Those are very easy, just analyzing the graph. And you're not supposed to try to evaluate them. You're supposed to use property to evaluate them on summable. So you should figure out how to do that. Those are good good questions. So I'm gonna airdrop you the answers for, I don't know who has airdrop. Airdrop the answers to whoever. That's me. Kevin. I don't know who's Carrie, but whatever. Okay, you should also get a calculator. And yeah, I know it's expensive, but you can check out one, but I don't know how to use that one in the library, so I'll probably get a one that I know how to use. But then you can use for SATs, worth it. You can use for physics, chemistry, AP exam. You can use for those. So.
She said it hasn't been updated a long time, so that's when you update. been doing that for an hour.
Battery.
Yeah. Oh, so what's wrong with it?
Why is it?
Nah, I didn't. I did that.
X, Y, Z, C, K.
What?
Oh, I see.
Right, just like kind of like plug it in. Yeah. I buy like
That's it. If you're not even
Okay,
sick,
I'm just
you don't know what you say the whole
Like
way.
X.
so bad. But everyone's
Probably say, but you gotta come to school.
can you?
Oh, bro, I forgot you.
It's like a point where you're like,
It's 6, you do that. You come to school the next day, you come in coffee, that's okay.
37.
Wear a mask. Wear a mask. Take other people.
Yeah, hey, if you don't get me on this test, you do.
Oh. Yeah, let's go.
I know you passed your secret.
Yeah.
It's not good enough. Get an 8. Get an 8. 8.
Oh, so you just say negative. Okay, -6. And then that one, I don't produce it from 0.
Yeah.
And then like, that's like, I don't know.
Give me a friend of the never else. You do this right now?
And you know what, the most important part too, is that you ask your dad what position.
I thought you gave an information that
There's no way, you know. There's no way.
uploaded it to YouTube. Oh, you're not sick.
You see me using YouTube all the time. You can't upload it to YouTube. Yeah, after all this here, you don't know where I think.
Do you know like the vibes like what I'm doing for that?
I brought up a thought. Yeah, I can do it.
Okay, then I can do that for the rest. Like if I'm splitting it, it's 9 dx. Yeah. So I just multiply.
No.
I have x dx, which is. No, because dx is 18.
No, bro. Give me a proper. He did exactly what I said. Like,
You know,
I'm not a. I mean,
like this, such, and it's hot, and then when you apply it high instead of.
wait. I said the X.
Depending on what the radius of it. What is the radius of that circle?
The radius.
From the center to the edge. So how wide is that? Is it 1 unit? I don't know. I don't know what questions here. Let me check if it's 1 unit or not.
Oh.
Shang, you really should consider dropout. If you right now you can't even sit down and to get serious, just get the hell out.
If I split it.
Well, you should be asking now, like playing fooling around.
3, 8, 4,
If you do negative 9 times 2, and then if the X is 6, you get 6 plus negative 18, which is negative 12. It's not that hard.
you know what to do?
All right. So which question is that? 47. The radius 2. Look at the picture. The radius 2.
Yeah, I'm looking at right now. Wait.
Maybe one more today, but or you can do the additive property for anything that doesn't have this I read in my head. No, you don't put more.
Radius 2, if it's semicircle, then it's gonna be. You think about what's the area of whole circle. What's the area of whole circle if radius 2? Pi r squared. So it's gonna be 4 pi.
And it's
Oh my god, the honey one.
Yes, if it's a semicircle, it's gonna be 2 pi. If it's quarter circle, it's gonna be pi. Because it's gonna be 4 pi divided by 4 or 4 pi divided by 2. There's no situation will be pi over 2 if you have the radius of 2. Depends on what your radius. You have to analyze what is the radius. So you have to look at it, says, okay, what is my radius of this circle is? I'm gonna figure out the whole circle first, and then depends on areas negative or positive. You can say, oh yes, negative 2 pi or positive 2 pi. So it depends. Every situation is slightly different.
If you have it like this,
For what? Oh, for your last test, I'm gonna put it in later.
the whole extra credit package.
Yep.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's good. I'm just learning it to understand why.
Um,
2 to 6.
2 to 6.
Yeah.
That's
I know why I built that
triangle. So I can negative 2 to 2. Oh,
Let's
this
see.
is bad.
X cubed dx. 50. 4 dx.
Well, it's 2 pi plus. Well, this one.
Buddy.
Yeah,
Hey, you don't have to do any math.
Yeah.
Send me pictures. I did it. The first picture, don't worry. But if you send the picture, they have to take a face like crazy. No, we're gonna see what looks like it.
The 2 pi. 2 pi.
Okay, questions for homework. Any questions for homework? Yes? They are 49? Okay, shh. 49 says, think about it. Guys, you guys gotta read, man. Like, you guys are answering question without reading the prompt. Like, Luke and Nathan, people ask question, but you gotta read the top. Jerisa asks a question, says, how do I do 39? Dude, you guys just make up shit. Read the questions and then decide, because the question says using the properties. So you gotta read first before you analyze anything. So 49 is 49 or 47?
49.
49. Okay, 49 says consider the f is a continuous function on -5 to 5 on which of. That was a good question. 0 to 5 of f of x is equal to 4. And they say, okay, well, which part? A, B, C, D. All of them?
Yeah, just like the general.
Okay, so from 0 to 5 of f of x plus 2. Well, just split up. 0 to 5 of f of x plus 0 to 5 of 2 dx. This is equal to 10. This is equal to 4, so that's 14. What is f of x plus 2? What's f of x plus 2? What does that graph do? Shift to the left. But if you realize the boundary is also shift to the left, the answer is 4. Graph shift to the left, the area is going to be going to the left because we only have evaluation from 0 to 5. But now the evaluation is from -2 to 3. It's the same thing, the boundary shift to the left. Same exact questions. Okay, fine. If you don't understand, let's just say if I name a graph, right? And this graph something like, I don't know, something like, how do I make it 4? I can't even make it 4. Same thing like saying, maybe like something like this. 3, Actually 2. Something like that, or whatever. Hold on a second. Something like this. Right? Is this area here, right? It's from 0 to 5. And in this case, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6.5. So from 0 to 5 of f of x is equal to 6.5. Right? Now, what happened is they say f of x plus 2. That means the graph's shifting left hand side 2 units. But the problem is the boundary is also shifted as well. It's also shifted. So this red area is same as the green area. It just shifted. Boundary is shifted. Everything's shifted. The graph is shifted. So exactly the same area as before. Next question. They say f of x is even. Cool. 0 to 5 of f of x dx. This is I should understand if you understand pre-calc. If the even function means what? No, you dumbass. Symmetrical to what?
No, the y-axis of it.
It's like your face. Your face is symmetric to y-axis. And that's your Nathan. Then you're pretty ugly. Then you're gonna be symmetric to x-axis. Then you have 4 eyes.
Yes.
Okay, so I hear it's symmetrical. So it's like a parabola. Parabola is symmetrical. Or absolute value is symmetrical. The same thing. They say 0 to 5 here is 5. So that means from -5 to 5 is what? 10. Double.
X dx is 4.
That's 4. So yeah, it's 8. But I say if it's 5, then it's gonna be. If it's an odd function, it's gonna be what? What happens if it's odd?
Symmetrical about the origin.
Yeah. So check the origin, then you are gonna get 0 because any graph with symmetric to origin is like this. This area and this area is gonna cancel each other out, and it's always equal to 0 from -5 to 5. Very intuitive understanding. You have to understand those. 48. Did you guys get 48? I'll give you an answer for 48. 0 to 1. That's equal to -½ for A. B from 3 to 4 is gonna be 2 times 3 is 6. 0 to 7. Hold on a second. 0 to 7. Ooh, that's gross. 0 to 7. This part cancel out. This part cancel out. That is gonna give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that 5?
Yeah.
Okay, good. 5. From D is gonna be, what is D? D is from 5 to 11. 5 to 11. 5 to 11. This part cancel out. This part cancel out. 1, 2, 3. 3.
Negative.
-3 here. Thank you. -3. From 0 to 11, I have no idea how is that. 0 to 11 is there's some canceling. First part and last part cancel. Just gonna be that trapezoid minus the triangle. So the trapezoid is what?
Just be 2 Really? It's 5 minus 3.
5 minus 3?
Yeah.
So it's 2?
Mhm.
Okay. From 4 to 10. 4 to 10 is the 4 to 8 is gonna cancel each other out. So it's 1.5 maybe.
Okay.
I don't know, I cannot tell. Wait, that's 2. From 4 to 10. From 4 to 8 is gonna cancel out. So that is 2 times 2 times half is gonna be negative 2. Negative 3 half?
No, -2.
No, it's not negative 2. From 4 to 10? So for 4 to 8 it's completely cancel out.
Yeah, and then you just go up 2 and over 2.
Yeah, but from 4 to 8, so from 8 to 10, it's gonna be the triangle is gonna be 2 times 2 times is 4 times half is negative 2.
Yeah.
Negative 2 plus 1 half. Oh, it's to 10, so it's negative 2. You're right, it's negative 2.
Okay.
I thought it's going to 11 for some weird reason.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Okay, next question. Do you have any questions? You feel like it's a lot? It's not a lot. This is the easiest part of calculus. All you gotta do is count areas. 47 what? 47 F and E. This is not even a calculus. This is counting areas of rectangles. So you guys gotta try. I mean, it's a lot, but still, you have to put forward this part. F and D. Or F. F and E. Okay, so F and E. So let's graph this graph.
Yeah, your screen's closed.
Oh. My bad. Oh. So the graph is something like -1 here. Boom. 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 Okay. So we're asking for which one? Erie? Huh? F first, sure. You just break up the two parts. So that's integration -4 to 6 of f of x plus integration -4 to 6 of 2 dx. Is that okay? Did you understand that part? Okay.
So you only DX because
You always have dx. So this one is very easy. This one's basically a function of 2 from -4 to 6. So that's roughly distance of 10. So this one's 20. Does that make sense? That's a geometric understanding. That's 20. Integration 2 between -4 to 6. Because the width is 10, the height is 2.
Oh, you're just okay.
That's just geometric understanding. That has nothing to do with this graph. For -4 to 6, it's going to be, this one's -1. This one's a -2 pi. And 6 is going to be, this one is 4 times 2, 8 is 4. So be -1 minus 2 pi plus 4. So be -2 pi plus 23. Is that right? I got 22. We got -2 pi plus 23. Is that an answer? Do you understand it? Huh? Which part you don't understand? So if you have a function of 2, That means you have a horizontal line at 2. So it's going to be like this. From -4 to 6. So this is with 10. This is 2. So it's 20. That's from previous action when we talk about line and absolute value. Got it? What does the absolute value do to the function? Let's say 40, which one was that? 47C or E. So what does absolute value do to the function? Yes. Make it all positive. So this part is going to be positive. So this one becomes 1. This becomes 2 pi. This becomes 4. So that's going to be 5 plus 2 pi. That's the answer. Right? So it's just basically just understand the graphing, understand area under the curve. You just got to try it and to check your answer, see if it's right or wrong.
Wait, you said 5 plus 2 pi, or is it 5 minus 2 pi?
5 plus 2 pi. Because the 2 pi is also reflect. The semicircle also reflect the upward. Do you see the graph on the top?
Mm-hmm.
That red part becomes the blue part. And the 4 part still stays as a 4 because they are positive. They are not going to change in negative. Absolute value changing negative graph to positive graph. And just count area under the curve. Can I move on? You guys like dead.
Yeah.
Why are you dead? Today is Monday. Monday is a day to be exciting about school. Friday you can be dead. Huh?
Never a day you can be excited about.
I'm always excited about school. I hate weekends. Weekends so boring.
What?
What do you do on the weekend?
I just watch Netflix. I try to teach my son about Star Wars, so we're watching Clone War from the beginning, season 1. That's good stuff. So I was like, they were like, I don't know what it. So we're trying to make a challenge, like talk like Yoda. So we had to speak like Yoda. What?
Who won?
No, we had to make a sentence and we were going to pretend what Yoda would say.
Can you give us an example?
Like, I want to eat my Donald.
Huh?
I want to eat my Donald's. What would Yoda says? Yoda always reverse the sentence structure, like says, "Eat my Donald, I won't."
We eat
My Donald.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway. No, like yeah. So we try to create a game out of it. I'm gonna speak like Yoda one day. Okay, so any understanding?
What's the difference between f of x plus 2f x plus 2 times x?
Okay, say that again. 2 times f of x, like this?
Yes. And then
That's just take out a 2. That's constant being outside. Just 2 times whatever the integral is. What else? F of x plus 2 like this.
no, this was inside.
2 is inside. That means the graph is in shift to the left. So for instance, That's okay. It's a good question, Julissa. So one thing I like Julissa is she don't know she asked a question. She feel bad, but she still asked, which is good. But you should always ask question. Let's just say if you have, I don't know, give me a function. Let's say x squared plus 1. Is that okay? Is that okay? Now look at it. Now here I can graph. You got to play with it too. So if you don't understand, go play with it. What does that graph do? Yeah. So inside the parenthesis is left and right. It's opposite from the sign. So it's -3, it shift right 3. That's just basic understand from pre-calc. Now this, if you have outside the parenthesis, let's say +2, it's gonna go up 2 units. So inside the parenthesis is left and right. Outside the parenthesis up and down. So that should be like installed in the pre-calc level. For me, like I would teach students how to go through all that. They actually had to graph a function from transformations. Next question. Good questions, by the way. Good job.
I want to make sure do you mind going back to the,
What? Which one?
it was like still the geometric, like how you got 20. I get how you got 10, and then you got 2. Are you drawing like you said you drew some sort of line?
Yeah, it's 2. That means the function. That means y equal to 2. So the line is go up 2. But it's from -6 to 4, it's going to be 10. 10 times 2 is 20. There's 20 spaces underneath that line.
So you got -6 to 4. I'm still confused on that too. Like, do you mind going back to the
Sure.
thing?
Which part?
It's just I get like where are you saying because of the +2 that you're getting that's where you get the y = 2 from? Like where you can
Yeah.
okay.
So I break this to 2 integrals.
Okay.
So you know how the sum and difference of
Yeah.
the integrals? You can break, if something plus something, you can break the integral apart.
And then you got y = 2 from that. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes
So
sense.
I'm assuming that part is just own a function is
Okay.
2, and then I'll just base on that.
Okay, thank you.
If they're addition and subtraction, you can always break them up. If they're multiplication, no. That just says x cosine of x or x of f of x. They cannot be integration of x plus integration of f of x. So that doesn't work. So if you have, let's say, f of x, this one you cannot break them up. There's no way you can break them up. But it's x plus f of x. Yes, that's doable. I will give you a question that's really hard today. And I'm gonna name those questions. It's gonna be way harder than the test. The things. And then you guys gotta figure out all different parts. Probably I'll give you like 20 parts. You have to figure out from where to where, from where to where, from where to where. Okay. But I'm gonna keep on going. Whew. Now who's not here? Omar's not here. Why is Omar not here? Omar is cough sick today. Amanda is not here too, right? Besides Amanda, Omar, who else? I gotta pretend to check attendance. All right. The fundamental of calculus today is super easy, and you gotta be able to do average value. And the second fundamental theorem of calculus. And then we're gonna do the substitution. Okay, so I'm thinking about, should I break this to 2 tests? Yeah, I could. That's probably Thursday.
If it's Thursday, why not Wednesday, Mr. Yi? Make it like middle of the week, you know, some motivation.
It's easy, right?
Wait, okay, actually, we should make it.
What?
Just don't
What's like,
Walking out the
did. What
Walking out.
historians?
What'd you say?
What do you think I get? What did Sean need to get for you, like, have him stay in the class?
He should not stay. He have no effort.
What score does he need to get?
He had no effort.
If he gets, hey,
If you know, like, I'm still streaming on Twitch by the what? Like December? Huh?
I watched all your videos multiple times. Each one.
On Twitch.
Not.
Next thing is like Mystery is
That was the first.
Mystery is streaming on Pornhub.
Oh my god.
I still watch all Monsieur, you can watch PC after the evening.
Nobody wants to see that.
No, did I tell you a story about this guy in Taiwan?
We want to hear it.
This guy in Taiwan, he was doing math lesson on YouTube and nobody watch it. So he did on Pornhub. He make, you know how much money he make? $280,000 per year, and he did not strip a clothes at all. He just have some like a really weird emoji, like, and then people watch him. And this guy, he was explaining calculus on the Pornhub. He make $280,000 per year. 280. I'm gonna start owning Fed now.
That's probably because people nowadays get horny at math.
That's kind of gross, but okay. It's just Kevin. I swear to God, you can. I mean, you cannot look up on school computer, but you can look up a news. It's pretty interesting. Huh? I look up one time. It was really funny. I look up one time, and I was trying to show. I was trying to show up my student. No, we just look at the article. We only look at the article. We didn't go to the actual website. So we look at the article, and I was showing my student. And as soon as I finished showing, I turn out the tab. The principal walk in, and we're like, I was like, Mr. You're gonna change profession. Don't worry. You can fire me now. Honestly, don't give a shit. Alright, anyway. I swear, that guy makes so much money. 280,000 for a year. You can make $1 million just streaming math on a different website. And he was fully dressed. He was like trying to explain problems. Huh?
Is that 9?
What's that B?
A and a B, bro.
No, it's bottom one looks like a 9.
Yes.
So this is a fundamental theorem of calculus. This is very easy. So 1 to 2 of x squared plus 3 dx. So when you integrate the lowercase, you're gonna get the uppercase. But when you integrate this, it just basically becomes equal to x cubed over 3 plus 3x, such as 2 and 1 is when the boundary is 2 minus the boundary at 1. So then you're gonna have 2 to the third over 3 minus 3 to the 2 minus 1 over 3 plus 3. So that's equal to 8 over 3 minus 6 minus 10 over 3. Is that okay?
There's a minus because
It's subtracting.
that's B minus F.
Yeah, this is the fundamental theorem of calculus. It's
Inside the parentheses.
what?
2/3 over 3 minus.
Oh, this is plus. You're right. And then wait, that's minus. Oh, this is plus 3. This is plus 3. Okay, yeah, it's fine. Okay, so that is equal to 8 over 3 plus 6. So 8 over 3 plus 6 is what? 18. 18 plus 8 is 26 over 3 minus 10 over 3. So that's equal to 16 over 3. So you plug in the upper bound. You take the integral. You plug in the upper bound, subtract the lower bound. Now, this time it's not geometric understanding. This time is how do you do calculus. But I'm going to start you with geometric understanding because it builds better foundation if you understand geometrically. So how do I know if it's true? So you can use decimals. You can just say, hey, and that's why you need a brain calculator as well. You can say 1 to 2, and you're gonna say which function is it? X squared minus 3, right? Plus 3, thank you. And you're gonna have, see, it doesn't have anything. You must have a dx. So it's gonna be 5.33. So 5.33 is 16 over 3. That's correct. So that's my answer.
Can we use the calculator on the table?
No, but I'm just asking you. You can check your answer on calculator. You can check it on decimals as well. So that's integration. So let's try this one. This is a basic one.
But you said this one was hard?
No, this is easy. All of this is easy.
So when you take the integral inside, you don't do it plus c.
No. Okay, so that's a good question. Shh. Rayhan's asking a good question.
Well, Nathan asked it.
Look, shush. There was a plus c, right? So there was a integration of fb minus fa. There was a plus c on both. The c will cancel out each other. So c subtract out of each other. So c doesn't really matter. Yeah, c minus c, it doesn't really matter.
I feel like that's getting a derivative out. I want to hear from you.
Boys. The boys is smart and stupid at the same time. Like I usually have a 7th grader. I have boys compete with girls, and girls always win. It's not because boys are dumber. The boys will end up fighting each other. And I see 2 boys crying in the live stream and like Zoom chat. They were like, "No, I'm right," and then the other person will be, "No, I'm right," and they will be like yelling at each other, and nothing gets done. And the girls like, "Okay, you work this part, I work this part. Okay, we compare the answer," and the girls will get the right answer. The boys will be like, they'll be cursing each other. Because you got f of b and you got f of a, they subtract each other. If you have plus c on both, the c is going to cancel out. The answer is between 12 and 18.
I got it.
It's not 16.
I'm done. 16 minus. Hey, wait, let Sean answer. Let Sean answer. This is your final touch on your. Are you gonna stay in cup or are you gonna get kicked out? Everything lies in this. Everything lies in this question, Sean. Say it. Tell him. 14. See, you're gonna have to be one of the 3
So the answer is 14. Do you guys got it? So that's going to be 3x to the 1/2. So that's going to be, so I can take the 3 out and the x to the 3 over 2, 2 over 3. And this 3 going to cancel out between 1 to 4. So that's equal to 3 to the 4 to the 3/2 minus 2 over 3 times, no, 2 times 1, 2 times 2 times 1 to the 3 over 2. So that is going to be,
It's 3 times 4 to the 3 over 2 power is 52.
which part is supposed to be 2? I make a mistake somewhere?
Yeah, it's that 3 is supposed to be like 3 times 4 to the 3 over 2 power. That should be a 2 times 4 to the 3 over 2 power. Because you have got rid of the.
Oh, I'm making, okay, now right. Okay, so 2 times 16 minus 2, that's equal to 14. And that'll be answers. Now, can it be trig function? Yes, they can be trig function. You can also find the area under the curve as well. So what if I say I have this function, y equal to 2x squared plus minus 3x plus 2. And I have the x-axis. I have vertical line x equal to 2 and x equal to 0. I want to find the area between this bounded region. So the graph's going to look like this. And you told me what to do. So the graph's going to be something like this. This is where the boundary is. So what are you supposed to do? No. What do you mean break it up? I don't know what you mean by that. No, not geometrically, because there's no shapes to do that. But we know something how to do it right now. Yeah, fundamental theorem of calculus. Can I just take an integral between which value and which value? Yep. Bless you. What's the answer? 10 over 3, let me check. 10 over 3 is right.
Wait, how do you?
I know.
Yeah, the integral it.
I know. And then you just plug in 2 in here.
Yeah, because it start at 0 and end at 2. So it pretty much is integral between 0 to 2.
And then.
Wait, Mitchell, yeah?
Whoa.
3x3 over 2 over 3.
Integral, not integral even. Don't you have to
The
fix
y.
this second?
Why the answer?
Yeah,
why
I'm
is it
yeah,
gonna be
right.
right?
Yeah,
Oh, I forgot that. Yeah.
I interface instead.
I know, but why is the answer
I'm
9?
just saying mistakes happen. That's like it's.
Oh, okay.
So why is this? Yeah, I mean, it's a joke. Oh, that's why you. Those are the points that you're gonna miss, and you're gonna be really mad. Those are the points that actually happen. That's what I did. Like, if you get those breaks, obviously you can do this. If you can like walk in and read your answer before you're like, okay, I'm moving on. You will get it. You will get it. I'm serious. I mean, full thing. If you can like you see how like you have to ask and you got it wrong, do a mistake. Don't ask. Check it. Do it yourself. Then I tell people don't ask. Or you can keep it all back. Yeah. Exuberating confidence.
What I wrote is
good
fine.
quality.
Okay, so that's the fundamental theorem of calculus. Super easy. Now I'm going to talk about one more thing. Challenge accepted. So average value is 1 over b minus a, integration of b to a of f of x dx. So if I were to ask you average value of something, so for example, if I have f of x equal to 3x squared minus 2x between 0 to 2, and if I were to say average value, or 0 to 4, sorry, 0 to 4. Actually, let me do 1 to 4. Okay, if I were to say average value, basically you're just going to do 1 over 4 minus 1, integration of 1 to 4 of 3x squared minus 2x dx. Now, when you evaluate like that, what does this mean? What does this mean? What does average value mean to you? That's more important than calculation. Calculation is super easy. Imagine I have this. I have some type of area like this. What does average value mean to you? Now, I will talk about basic math. A long time ago, I tried to teach people this, and people don't understand. So, do you guess this 8 divided by 2? Do you know why it's that right angle over there? What? You're right. That's the side. So if you find the area of this here, divided by width, you find out the average height. So you find out the average height of here. This height is the average value. Because that height is going to give you a rectangle, same as the area underneath the curve. So average value is the average height of the function, give you the same exact area under the curve as a rectangle.
So whenever we're asked to find average value, it'll always be an approximation.
No, it's not approximation. It's gonna be exact.
Was the Mr. You
I did like in a
Huh?
You had the answer?
Answer 16.
Yeah, very good.
in relation to the function.
Huh?
Like the average value won't give you the actual answer.
The average value is not gonna give you the area under the curve, but it's gonna give you the height of the rectangle that has same area as the area under the curve.
Okay,
So the red part of the rectangle is gonna give you the same area as the underneath the blue part.
okay, so we could use average value to find the area under the curve.
Yeah, but usually better you just find average value, average value. What?
So the thing we did today is also finding the area, but then the place is last one.
Yeah, but this time we use math to find it. Before we use geometry to find it. Now we're using calculus to find the area under the curve, rather than geometry. Geometry just counting square rectangles and stuff like that.
How do you know when to use
Mostly likely you're gonna use math, which is sometimes it can only solve with algebra. So absolute value, I would definitely use geometry. Circle, I would definitely use geometry. Rectangle and square, I will definitely use geometry. Most like majority of other time, like 80% of the time, I will use calculus. Calculus is fundamental theorem of calculus. Just FB minus F of A over B minus F of B minus F of A. Capital F.
Why does it switch to big F?
Big F, that's just a notation of integrals. So if integration of x is gonna be, if that's small f of x equal to x, the big F of x is gonna be x squared over 2 because you take integral of that. Just a different notation. It's like saying, if I change to, it's a different notation. Like once you, like, let's say high school graduate is small f of x. The college graduate is going to be capital F of x. You integrate it. You become more advanced.
Like how can you indulge in thought more when you're working? I messed up because I was doing simple addition at one point. I was like, what's the question? I was like, 5 + 2. I wrote it out to make it
Just the integral of like 7 to 0 dx. Since the integral so I think it's yeah, because if you were to graph x, you would do there'd be and it's not integral. Oh, okay, let's take the integral dx, right? So just give you x. But in the,
How'd you do on your SAT?
if you give it the boundary, and it's just so you just do wherever the range is. So
It's so strange. I must have like the stupidest thing. 0 to pi. It was a percent. Yeah, it was like 30% of like. It was 25 dollars and then 20% again. I just couldn't split that whole thing. I was like, money copies. It was
All right, get your homework out.
The seeds like within the same bar. If the down is like. Oh, actually. Okay, I was so in the new class, and it looks from everywhere. It started here and
All right, I posted the answer on the WhatsApp. You should check your answers. It's right.
They do have like he had this whole graph I watched. And it was like 6 times not the presentation. Like it was like oh I think wrong. Yeah, but you and then our class
Kind of like two.
It is, but you got to write to go to school. Write stuff on the C, write
No, it's 50. Oh yeah, this is actually yeah, that's when I was
So,
Are you doing basketball games on Friday?
I scraped both my knees and I almost killed Herbie. So Herbie jumped in the air.
I was eating.
And he fell like jump in the air. He just like run through underneath. But luckily Herbie is very hot. Well, he
What did you
all
do?
my
Bloody knee.
huh?
When you said your bloody knee, I was eating. I lost my appetite.
I think it's mostly the
I'll airdrop to you.
yeah, well, like 37.
The integral. The integral of x minus the integral of y.
I'll airdrop you the answer if you want. Somebody post on it.
You integrate.
I'll airdrop the answer to you if you turn on your phone.
Or
Oh yes. Wait, so how do you find the integral behind it?
9? 9 or 2 to 4, right? 2 to 4. So that's a distance of 2. You do 9.6.
Oh, that's how that works?
Yep.
Yeah, but
It's the exact same way of the thing we went through before. Because it's just 1.
What?
Where's the 36 or
oh, I need to find 30.
what I did.
It just said there's an 8 next to the x, but it's not.
Oh, never mind.
for 36? 36? 36, right? It's still 1 behind the
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 34? Oh, yeah.
So how do we do the remaining 37?
Remember the question you asked me about integral of x? It's the same concept.
Oh,
I don't know. Oh. Like
The integral of the x.
oh, okay.
Yeah. Slope of that curve. So you're doing boundary times 1. This one is it's 9x. Slope of 9. So then you would find the boundary just do the curve, which is this is 2. So you do 2 times 9. Well, that is it. It's 2 times 9.
Oh, okay. Wait, well, it would be negative 8, right?
Yeah, negative.
And integral of g of x is just x dx, just simply negative 18. That's probably
I would ask them as well.
I think it's because like all those binders are
So it'd be like 8.
You got 5. Okay. Because it is a part of the term.
Oh, I'm
Oh my god.
41.
38. That's 68. You see the 4, right? X cubed is 60.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
2 times 4.
All right. Shh. The test is Thursday. You should have a calculator. You're not gonna need it for the things, but you're gonna need to start using calculator. So those of you guys, you can get a TI Inspire. Like I say, I don't know how to use them. Good luck with them. You guys have to find somehow, somewhere to use that calculator. But if you do TI-84 CE, I can teach you. So, you have Inspire? Okay, so I don't know how to use Inspire. So every class, I usually assign somebody who's really good at using Inspire, and they will go to them instead of go to me because I have no idea. So like this class, probably Jamie is going to be one of those kids that if you use Inspire, if you cannot afford a calculator, just check one out in the things. If your family live in a mansion, yeah, get a calculator. Or your parents are doctors, engineers, get a damn calculator. If you cannot afford it, that's the moment you should get one on the library, because that's better than no calculator. So I will, if you need it. Now, sometimes I will always have a set of calculator here for you guys to use, but just make sure you put it back after you use it. It should be over there, right? On the floor. Yeah. So that's a set of calculator. You guys choose. You can choose to use it. That's TI Inspire. The best thing is probably a little bit of both, because sometimes people does ask you a little bit both. But if you use a TI-84, I can even tell you without even press the button. I can tell you what to press, and we should be okay. So make sure you're able to get a calculator. Okay, I send the talking point to the parents. Just make sure you get one. TI-84C. You can use for stats. You can use for physics. You can use for SAT. You can use for chemistry. You can use for economics. You can use a lot of classes. Actually, economic probably no. Not economics, because I think they only give you a full function calculator. But yeah, everything else is fine, because you can technically type in the whole book in there, if you really want to. So questions from the homework if you're confused. Or even questions. Yeah.
Can you go over just 49?
Yeah, 49. Let me see 49. Nice. I went over here, I think. Okay, 49 is right here. If it's 0 to 5 of fx equal to 4, and if they ask 0 to 5 of f of x plus 2, basically you're going to break up to two integrals. And if you break up 0 to 5, they already told you that's equal to 4. And 0 to 5 to 2, that's going to be a horizontal line at 2 and between 0 to 5. And so that's equal to 10. So the area is 4 plus 10 equal 4 plus 10 equal to 14. Does that make sense for 49? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Next question. They say f of x plus 2. So I kind of showed people this. This one is also equal to 4. The reason why they're equal to 4 is because I have green part of graph is this one is the integration 0 to 5 of f of x dx. Now, if you have f of x minus 2 dx, that graph is shift left-hand side 2 units to the left. Do you know that or no? It shift 2 units to the left. But it turns out, luckily, if you just shift 2 units to the left, it's still 0 to 5. You will not know how to figure out a function is. But luckily, the boundary also switch. So it becomes a red graph between -2 to 5. Well, they are the same area. So the answer is still 4. Does that make sense or no? Moving left. This is just basic basic transformation. Yes, Ria.
No, no.
Go ahead and ask.
No, I thought it moved right. It's moved left. My bad.
Wait, it's x minus 2. Hold on a second. Maybe you're right. Hold on. It's moved. Oh, x plus 2. So it's moving left. So yeah, if you don't know, look at here. Look at if the x minus 3 is moving right 3. Inside the parenthesis, opposite on the sign. That could be on SAT questions. I don't know if you saw one on SAT about transformations. Did you get it wrong?
No, I got it. I know I did. You put negative, so I was thinking.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Wait, why?
I don't know. I'm just telling you. In SAT, they ask you transformations.
Oh, you're talking about
I don't know. I didn't take SAT. I don't know what's on the test.
it's like a really easy transformation.
It was easy. What was the test, by the way?
It's like
Literally, one of the questions was like,
Somewhat
they gave you a circular coordinate and it's 3. Yeah, and it was like, yeah, it was the same thing, but it's like, why is mine with H? People thought that like X is like that coordinates, Y is no, just
I mean, he's gotten a lot better before. $690.
But I went up.
I think you have to go up because this class is a lot harder than SAT. All right, so it's an even function. That means you have symmetries. It's symmetry to the y-axis, like your face, right? So if you have face, that should be a symmetry. I mean, not everybody exact symmetry, but you're not gonna have eye on right here. No, you're gonna have eye on both sides. Pretty much they're even. But exact symmetry, no. Biologically, that doesn't make sense. But if if we just look at look at in general, this basic symmetry on the y-axis. So it's even function from here to here is a, let's just say this is a 5. The other side is also going to be 5, so it's going to be 10. But in this case, the 0 to 5 is 4, so the answer has to be 8, has to be double. Now symmetry to origin, symmetry to, did they say symmetry to origin? They say odd. Odd's going to have this type of symmetry. From left and right, it's going to be exactly even, but it's going to be negative. So they are negative to each other. They're going to cancel out. It's going to be 0. So integration of negative a to a of of r functions is always equal to 0. It doesn't matter what. Okay, next questions. Some people say 47, E, and F. Do you guys have a question about that? Well, I'm going to do F first, 47F. So I break up the two integrals. And then this integral is going to be 20. Why? That's going to be have a height of 2, the function of 2. It's 47F. So that's going to be 20. But since this is a -1, -2 pi, so it'll be -1, -2 pi plus 4 plus 20. So your answer should be -2 pi plus 23. Because they are below x-axis, then it should be negative. For E, it's going to reflect the negative part to the upper part. So it's going to be 5 plus 2 pi for 47E because you reflect the negative part of the circle to the positive part of the circle. Let me know which question you guys have. Somebody wondering answer for 42. 42A is going to be what? It's 42A is 3. 42B is going to be 1, I believe. 42C is going to be 0. And 42D is going to be 5.
I talk about how integrals are. It's like so far it's pretty easy, but like it shouldn't get too complicated.
Yeah, right now it's a everybody can do. Integral is usually the easier part. But later, I think one last part is value.
Yeah, you said like there's gonna be one figure that might be a bit more difficult, but even that should be.
For you, it'd be actually okay. For other people, it might be hard because you are very good intuitive thinker. You're not good at algebra, so you need to get better at algebra.
Yeah.
So, and they give you the integral f of x, which is 4. And then if you integrate 2, it's just the area under like the line, to get a line next to the 0, which is that area. So if you just do that on the second one, so it would be y equals 2 and then x equals 2.
Some people is asking 48E. Let me look at it.
It's a bunch of shapes. I don't know how to see it.
48E is okay. So 48. Let me look at the answer. 0 to 1. It's gonna be 1/2 for A. B is gonna be from 3 to 4. It's gonna be 6, I believe.
Yeah.
48C from 0 to 7. 0 to 7. So this part's gonna cancel out both part. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 5, right?
Yeah. Why is it cancel?
Because from 0 to 2 they cancel each other out, and from 5 to 7 they cancel out each other. Yeah, because the positive region and negative region they cancel each other out. So that's easier for me to calculate because I'm trying to do it in my head. It's kind of hard. Yeah, both tail end is going to become from 0 to 2 is going to be 0, and from 5 to 7 is also 0. So I just need to take account from 2 to 5. So that's why I count out this triangle there. That's easier for me to think about. All right. For 48D from 5 to 11, again, it's going to have a canceling out part. So that is going to be 1, 2, 3, right? Is that negative 3? From 5 to 11, it's negative 3. From 0 to 11, it's going to be, I don't know, 0 to 11 is going to be kind of interesting.
Yeah, so this 5 to 7.
Is that 2? That 2? Okay, so for E is 2. I got 2 because most of the part is going to cancel out, except that some above, some underneath is going to be difference of 2. From 4 to 10, for 4 to 10, it's going to be negative 2.
Because you had one plus negative. Wait, for A, I got negative 1. Negative f. So I don't know.
Yeah, but it's 0 to 1. It's because it's negative 1. If from 0 to 1 it's negative half, but times negative it's going to be positive 1 half.
Oh.
Because the below x-axis, negative 1 half. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Wait, how did we Wait, this yeah, I just because I know
All right. Shh. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead to the next part, which is fundamental theorem in calculus. We're gonna talk about part 1, and this is the first time you're gonna use the definite. You're gonna find the definite integral by using calculus. Before we use geometric understanding. Now we're gonna actually use calculus. So, and calculus is actually somewhat a lot easier. So first of all, let's understand geometric understanding. When do I use geometric integral? So that means when you have, let's say, absolute value, I would definitely use geometric integral. Semicircles, that's a moment I use geometric. So those two cases, I will use geometric rather than normal integrals. And sometimes, like, we got those functions you can just count up those rectangles. So rectangles and squares, right? Rectangle and squares and the trapezoids. So I can count them up. Maybe not trapezoid, because trapezoid we can later we can talk about other things. So the definite integral it means integration from a to b of f of x dx, right? So it's any idea. So this one is definite integral. So indefinite integral. So this is indefinite integral. What's the difference? They don't have the boundaries, right? You can find particular solution, you can find general solution, you can find all other situation. So used for different purpose. So we also call this anti-derivative. But this is called definite integral. Definite integral is to find the area under the curve. Let's define area under the curve. So let's rewind everything. Geometric integral you can use for absolute value. Usually it takes a lot less time to do absolute value. Semicircle, it's impossible to do it normal integral. Like the rectangle and the squares that you calculate for yesterday's homework, those are definitely the easy part. The definite integral is going to be area under the curve. The antiderivative just integration without the boundaries. Now let me review all that. So how do we do it in calculus? We never talk about calculus until now. Between a to b of f of x dx. So if you integral something, it's going to be capitalized f of x like this from b to a. And then that's equal to f of b minus f of a. So some people say, so what's the notation difference? You got a non-capital F. After integral, it's going to be capital F. The notation is going to be like that. And I usually draw a straight line of b and a. That means I still can tell the boundary, but I already take an integral because my line's afterwards. And all you gotta do is plug in the b value and plug in a value to subtract each other. Then that should be the definite integral. So this is known as a fundamental theorem of calculus. So for example, remember this question? Before we got a trapezoid, now we can actually do the integral. What is the integral of x? What? Good. What's the integral of 2? 2x. And then just going to plug in 5 and 1. So then that's equal to 25 over 2 plus 10 minus 1 over 2 plus 2. Does that make sense? I just plug in the 5, subtract, plug in the 1. Yes. Oh, good. So imagine that you have a C. What will happen? It'll be canceled. So C is gone. So when you're doing definite integral, there was no C. Great question. It doesn't mean it's not there, it just C is canceled. It's the same C. So same C, because subtracting is going to be canceled each other. Now, what my habit is, I will do common denominator first. That'll be easier. So 25 over 2 minus 1 over 2, that's going to be 24 over 2, which is 12. I subtract them. I subtract 10 minus 2 is plus 8. So the answer is 20. Now remember, we can do it geometrically. We can get 20, but is the area from here to here. So this is the area I'm wondering. So it'd be 3 plus 7 divided by 2 times by 4. So that is equal to 5 over 4. And that's equal to 20. So I prefer this way now because the only time I really go into geometric, I won't do something like trapezoid. I would just do integral. Plug in the b, subtract, plug in the a. Absolute value, then I would do geometric understanding rather than algebraic understanding. The geometry is going to be much easier. So you're going to try to take an integration of very easy. Why are you guys using calculator? There's no calculated question. You don't know what 4 to the 3rd power is? Or 4 to the 4th power? You guys got it? What's the integration of x to the 3rd? 4 over 4, right? Between 4 to 1. So I draw a line between 4 to 1. That means I already take an integral. So I'm going to plug in 4. So 4 to the 4th divided by 4 minus 4 squared is 16 minus 1 over 4 minus 1. So this one is 256 divided by 4 is 64. 64 minus 16 is 48. Plus 1 minus 1 over 4. So be 49 minus 1 over 4. 48 and 3/4. That's what I got. What you guys get? That good? You got what? Four to the 56 divided by 4, 64. 64 minus 16. 48. 4 square.
it's like 60
Oh, no,
minus
three over. Yeah. Yeah, I think.
Oh.
I'll just give you an easy one, see if you can do it. It's simple. They're not hard. But you cannot make a mistake. You guys get it? Come on, 740. 740 work kind of slow. What'd you get? The 14. Okay, can I use fundamental theorem to find area under the curve? This curve is a parabola. And I'll even graph somewhat similar to the actual graph for you. The graph is going to be like something like, oh no, like here. So this is a graph. Can you find the area under the curve of y equal to 2x squared minus 3x plus 2? X-axis, vertical line x equal to 0, x equal to 2. How do I find out the area under the curve? It stopped right here. It stopped right here. It stopped right here. They say, hey, can you find out this area here? How do I do it? You already know the proper tool now. Before you say you had to do with triangles and squares and rectangles. Now you don't have that. But now you have a new tool, which is the integral. So what would you take integral from where to where? Good. Oh, 0 to 2 actually. And the 2x squared minus 3x plus 2. So just integral, plug in all the information, find the value. So you can use fundamental theorem of calculus. By the way, this is the fundamental theorem of calculus. I did write down. Okay, good. To find the area under the curve now. They're not asymptote, they're just a line. That's just like a boundary. It's bounded by those two lines. So therefore you do integrate from 0 to 2. You don't do it from 0 to 3 because it's bounded at 2. What'd you get? Algebra's getting better.
I'm feeling this unit. Yeah. Might be the one.
Well, now is all when like uphill. I mean, it's easier downhill.
If I get
You have Ollie last year?
no, I Mr. Cooper, but like I didn't pay attention because I messed up and like I took that as easy, but I should have really paid attention because he was a good teacher too.
Good, yeah. I think he's one of the better teachers.
I just like completely forgot that I'm gonna actually have to use this knowledge next year.
What'd you get in that class?
Well, like I didn't. It's the extra credit. He gave a lot of extra credit.
Yeah, he had to because so many people are failing.
No, but he was like a really good teacher.
Oh, I got it. Nice.
But he never recorded his lectures. So if you missed a day, you would have to get notes from someone else, which never worked.
Yeah. You should get 10 over 3. Yeah, if it's a 1, it'll be a little bit harder, but I will give it something that's easier because I got other things to do. So, average value. So sometimes today I will ask you to find an average value. On AP exam, they love average value. But people get confused with average value and average rate of change. Average value, something to do with integral. So that's equal to 1 over b minus a, integration from a to b of f of x dx. The only thing different is what makes average value is 1 over b minus a. Now, what the heck is average value? It's okay. We'll explain to you, but we're going to explain to you basic things that you didn't know about. Do you guys know that this notation, 8 divided by 2? Have you seen this notation, that this right angle thing? Why is that right angle? Why is that shape? Huh? You put the answer on top, but what does that mean? Why do they have that shape? I'm not saying you're wrong. Yeah, long division, 8 divided by 2. But why is that notation? Why is... What'd you say? What'd you say?
8 is on the inside of the right angle shape.
What kind of shape? Right angle shape.
Right angle shape.
What kind of right angle shape we can think of?
Rectangle.
There you go.
So,
Yes. So it's 8, right? 8 is the area. The 4 is the width, right? I know it's pretty cool. I teach for a long time. I think this, I discovered this after like 6 years teaching. I was watching like other people's live stream. I was like, oh, okay, let me see if I can learn from other people. So I know it's interesting.
Is that actually what that is, or is that just like?
Yeah, that's why they have that notation.
Unlike second, same.
In Brazil, it's actually right angle this way. Yeah, in Brazil it's different. Like if you see Brazil's long division, it's different. They go like this way as opposed to this way, but pretty much the same. Yeah, Brazil's slightly different. So I know it's very interesting why they have that notation, but that really gonna help you with this problem. So what do you mean by average value? So average value, why do you have 1 over b minus a in the front? So for example, if I have an f of x is equal to 3x squared minus 2x, and I have interval between 1 to 4, and I say, hey, can you find the average value? But what is the meaning of average value is more important than the calculation, because calculation everybody can do. So it's gonna be 1 over what? 1 over 4 minus 1, right? And that's integration of 3x squared minus 2x dx, and between, I don't know, 1 to 4. So it'll be 1 over third, right? And I'm gonna use a different color here. So 1 to 4. So we're gonna say here 1 to 4. 1 to 4 of 3x squared minus 2x dx. Now this is the area under the curve. This is the area. But we can find out what area is. So it'll be x to the cube over 3. 3 and 3 cancel. So that's gonna be x cubed minus x squared between 4 to 1. Does that make sense? Now this 1/3 still brown, so I'm gonna just use this brown color. And that 1/3 still there. The red part is gonna be 64 minus 16, I think. Minus 1 minus 1, right? Which is 1 minus 1, 0. So it'll be 48 over 3. No, 48. So 48 times 1/3. And eventually that's equal to 16. Now, what does 16 mean? 16 is not area under the curve. But what is 16 representing? But what does the average value mean in terms of that? The what? No.
Like when you break it down to the average value.
So at 1, I'm going to get 1. So this is 1 comma 1. At 4, I'm going to get 40. So 4, I'm going to get 40. So basically it's like this. So this area is the red area. So this is the red area here. That means we just find a rectangle height. Something rectangle right in the middle right here. That this height of 16 and this is 3. This area is equate to this area. So we find out the height of a rectangle. That exactly same area of the area under the curve. The height of a rectangle. Because we divided by 3. We take the whole area divided by 3. We find out the height of the average height. So the way I kind of think about it, the average value is very similar to average height of a rectangle. Same as the area under the curve.
That value is like an approximation, right?
Exactly the same. Because 3 times 16 is exactly 48. The area under curve is 48.
Oh. Can you zoom out a little bit?
Doing SAT.
I don't want to talk about it.
Is that bad?
Like the first, the second, the third. The third section. I was gonna say the first math section and then math section.
First math section. Yeah, what happened?
I didn't have time. I left like 4 of them blank, and I know I definitely got the ones that I did answer on that one. I know I got at least like 3 of them wrong. I was gonna go back and check, but I didn't have time because the numbers were weird, and I thought I was doing something wrong, but they were just supposed to be weird. And I had to actually do math.
Can you not actually do
No,
math?
I can't. It was just, it's because it was like, it was an elimination one. Not elimination.
Come on.
You know substitution?
You don't know how to do elimination?
I do, but the numbers were weird. I think I remember the numbers actually.
How can you not know how to do elimination?
I do. It's because the numbers were weird. Because it's not calculator. So I was like, are they supposed to be weird? So I did it again.
Well, it's on the answer choice.
It's
Is
not-
it gridded?
It was a written one.
Oh.
It was just like, it was weird, and it was like non-calculator, and so I was like, is it supposed to be weird? So then I stopped, and then I did it with substitution instead, and then it was still weird, and so then I just had to keep doing it weird.
Hi, Mr. Gay.
It was like,
Elimination? Come on, Maddie.
no, I know how to do it.
Oh, come on, Maddie.
Weird. I think it was like a 6 block.
Oh, we're using the SAT? I had thought of doing it, but now I have to pick it up. And I don't like online testing as much.
Well, that one was really hard.
But like,
I'm actually gonna go take it.
you're gonna do it? You're gonna get the 800?
No, I don't know. Sometimes I
800
mess
in
up
zero
too.
in reading?
I think I average like 780, like average. Like I usually take once, like when I'm tutoring something. Like I can get as low as 750, and I can get like probably like 2 out of like 4 times I can get 800.
How?
It just most likely is misread something. Like if you misread something, it's very easy to mess up. You have to be very, very mindful when you
How do
take
you
an
get?
SAT.
What do you get on the reading usually when you do it?
Negative 50?
He loses points.
Lose point.
The reading should not count.
Reading should not count. I agree.
Bro,
Apparently, you put your name as Mr. Gag in the email.
First 2 out of
the last one I did
Tyler.
putting random shit.
Hopefully the first is not fat.
Is the math section hard or Josh?
No, the second
I'll go like a 9-10 probably.
If you got 910, I'll straight out your hair. Don't get saved, please.
I was going to. I didn't realize that it like it's.
You have some right there, Mr.
So much to me.
Harvey, what's up with the haircut, man?
I was so genuine.
I like your old haircut.
I did too.
This doesn't look like Harvey.
I go back to the barber and like give them be like
You don't, you don't look like Josh Giddy anymore.
Okay, well actually that's a good.
I was so nice to you Lane last night. I helped her with her homework.
Not really.
Yeah,
You didn't.
Yeah, but I was still nice. I was still nice.
Oh, it was
But I was still nice.
the only one I figured out how to do is 49.
Yeah, 49 is
I was gonna help you.
Did you go over 49 today?
Huh?
Did you go over 49?
Did you number 49? No.
Oh my god.
I was like,
No,
nah.
I don't know.
I did everything else. I did everything except for the part that I was like, I don't know how to do.
All right, so yeah, you guys should buy a calculator. Please get one. Now, let's talk about calculator. You can check one out in the library if you cannot afford one. But the problem is I don't know how to teach this one. I don't know how to teach this one. But if you get this one, you have to figure out a lot of things on your own. It'll be the best if you do TI-84 CE. That will be probably the best one. You can take it for SAT. You can take it for AP Chemistry. You can write a whole book into the calculator in AP Chemistry, right?
I don't know anything about that.
I don't know. Yeah, Min probably did that.
I actually did.
No,
I did, yeah. My friend Pokemon.
oh, you did?
No,
You can also put food.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I type in all the flame tests inside the thing because I don't remember which colors
Yeah,
which.
I had this in 7th
Ah.
grade. Oh. This like just happened.
My sister had it.
Mine didn't mount
A copper is green, and that's the only thing I remember.
This was not like this.
You just like that.
3 weeks ago.
You take that hand sanitizer and you just put a little
Right.
bit on there and then just rub it. No, come on.
Real.
Shh. So TI-84, you can get one CE. That's the one that they have over there. This one, if you cannot afford it, go get one from the things. I don't know how to use this one. I know how to use TI-84. I know how to use TI-84 CE. I know how to use TI-83. TI-83 is like 30 years ago. And I remember 3 years ago, I had 3 students take it with the TI-83, and they passed the AP exam with a 5. So it's not really about calculator. It's a person not using the calculator. So it doesn't matter how fancy a calculator is.
What'd you say?
You're being nice to me.
Homework.
Yes. Pretty color perfect.
Did you guys see the answer on WhatsApp or no? Ashbert put on WhatsApp.
Yeah, I saw that the homework for today was posted.
No, that's answers.
Wait, Ethan, did you do Whoa. Oh, did you do 47?
Yeah, I did.
Don't get sick, please.
47.
Hold on.
I can airdrop you the answer if you want.
That's awesome.
So let me airdrop the answers. You turn on your airdrop. I did. Somebody sent on WhatsApp. I didn't because I don't have VPN.
I dropped my pencil.
You can turn on your airdrop. I can airdrop to you. Oh, so much work.
7 F, I got -2.
I think my airdrop is
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
My phone is probably.
I'm not sure how. Go girl.
Go girl.
What was his question?
Who's anabolic Asian?
3 minus Q pi. So apparently we all got
You? What's anabolic mean?
One's 47.
47 F.
Huh?
The state of putting on
All
The state of what?
like pictures are so weird because like
Putting on muscle?
that thing's automatically
Anabolic?
down to my phone. So I just have Mr. Gay's knees.
What?
I just have Mr. Gay's knees on my phone.
Oh Lord.
I was so confused when I thought I know, I didn't actually see it in the chat. It took me a second. I almost didn't
Yeah,
accidentally
I can
send
give you
it.
even if you need it.
I saw it on the corner of my eye. Yeah. Until I looked at it for like 1 second. It's like, oh. Mr. Gay, are your knees doing better?
What?
Are your knees doing better?
My niece?
Yeah.
Oh, my niece. Yeah. It was pretty bad. That's Herbie. Herbie, how's my niece?
How's your head? Because I think I heard you in the head with my knee.
Not even
Were you jumping? And I was going underneath.
Charlie was like, "You jumped so high. If you didn't jump any higher, you would I would flown back, because I went over top of you a little bit."
Yeah, it was like this. I running full speed, and I was trying to chase Rogoff down, and I was running full speed, and And I don't know. Rogov's going for a layup, so I think Irvi tried to block it. So he was in the air, and I was like this. I was running full speed, and he was landing. It was like this.
Yeah, like, he literally like dove into my legs. Like I was watching it happen. It was like slow motion. I was like,
Because I just like moved everything.
Luckily, you're pretty agile. You didn't land on your head.
yeah, I tried to put my hands up. Like,
Well, you move it all up,
land
like,
completely on top. And just like,
I am.
It was the funniest thing, seriously.
and then he got.
Yeah.
Another game after that.
And I'm making winning shot too.
Photos on my. Like,
half of them are jokes.
Farthing's like, yo, let me
you move it up to. You move everything up
Twitch, like,
to.
literally.
+4.
And then you take it
Huh?
Your knees, was that because of Irving?
No, I lost balance, and I just dive on the ground, and it was my knee goes on first.
Video or pictures of Rogov, it's always just his ass. Like the video of him like helping you up, like he bent over fully, and only he just his massive ass.
Oh, I'm gonna take that picture.
Chase, do the pencil thing real quick. You have a pencil right there. The fake one. The fake one. Scoop it out. Yeah, pencil